A new bill quickly working its way through the Florida legislature would make the state the first in the nation to classify device stalking as a felony. That's using technology like Apple Airtags to follow victims without their permission. Now, according to these latest statistics from the DOJ, 3.5 million people over the age of 16 are victims of stalking. Women are stalked more than twice as often than men are, and 67% of stalking victims say they are fearful of being killed or physically harmed. Joining me now is the co-author of the Tracking Devices and Applications Bill, Senate Representative Toby Overdorf. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
So this would hand out a felony punishment for those who use devices like an Apple AirTag to track people without their permission. As I understand it, you say you were urged directly by the police departments to introduce this bill.
I was approached by some sheriff's deputies that were looking at this and saying they felt helpless. They felt that there is no way to enforce what they were seeing. And a young lady had come to them and found a tracking device on her car, and they were powerless to do anything about it, as it was a misdemeanor at the time, and they really had no investigatory authority at that time. So we took it upon ourselves to look at the issue, and now we have crafted this bill that, so far as it's gone through our committee processes, has not received a single negative vote and has really been received very well across both sides of the aisle.
Yeah, and so right now, I mean, what would be on the table, punishment-wise for anybody who, violated this law? I mean, what kind of future are they facing?
Well, it could depend. It depends anywhere from they could be on probation, depending on, there's a scale that we have in Florida for how you prosecute somebody, to the maximum penalty is 5 years associated with this type of offense.
And critics worry, I do want to talk about any pushback you've been getting. Critics say this could too harshly punish those in certain situations. Say, for example, somebody placing an AirTag or any sort of tracking device in their partner's car, trying to prove infidelity to get out of a toxic relationship, and that person would receive harsher punishment than physical abusers would. I mean, your response to those concerns from folks?
Well, I have to say the overwhelming cause that we're looking at is the safety of Floridians and the safety of those that are being targeted by this. As far as the situation that you're talking about, most likely that's a scenario where there's a first-time offender, and Florida addresses first-time offenders by, again, potentially only having a probationary punishment associated with that.
The other thing I wanted to bring up, there's that class action AirTag stalking lawsuit against Apple, where the victims claim the AirTag empowered their abusers. A federal judge reportedly suggested Apple should have foreseen these kinds of stalking problems associated with such a device. How should tech companies be held accountable in cases like these?
Well, it's amazing how innovative our criminals can be across the country. And the criminals will certainly find ways to utilize technology. And now we are charged with catching up to how those criminals are using that. That's what this bill does, is really modernize, again, using technology, how we're going to be going after these folks that are using technology in a nefarious way. And I don't know that Apple or any technology can foresee all the ways that a criminal can utilize technology in a nefarious way.
It's hard to imagine many people having pushback to this. My last question for you, sir, give us a timeline on when this bill could reach Governor Ron DeSantis' desk, and do you think he's going to end up signing it?
Well, we're ready for the floor in both the House and the Senate. Again, we haven't received any negative votes on it. I expect that it will probably head to the governor's desk sometime at the end of March.
All right, end of March. We'll be watching it closely.
Thank you.
Congressman, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.